Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson. It's JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. First, we want to thank God for being alive another day, being able to just breathe. We have to always thank God, y'all. Let me see what the weather today is here in Charlotte. Alexa, what's the weather today?
In Charlotte, it's 58 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather, with a high of 66 degrees and a low of 42 degrees.
Kind of cool today, y'all. Ain't cold enough to put on a coat, though. I am a little tired, y'all. I mean, I didn't get on yesterday because I'm working on my last video. I'm not doing any more videos after this of myself. I'm not making any more songs after this. I am done. And I think I talked to y'all about that 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm done. This is it. I got to focus on my new brand, and I'm going hard body on this new brand. So, with that being said, I have to let something go, and it will be the music. Of course, I still will own the label until my son is ready to take it on. Will he ever be ready? I don't know. But until then, I will still have to do that part of running it, but I won't be engaging on the artist side of things. So, yeah, that's where it's going. I'm actually, shout out to Canada. Love you guys. Canada loves your world choices. They brought in a lot of streams and sales that I didn't know about, and I had to do some research, and they deserve a video. So, just like with number one spot, I had told y'all give me the recognition, I'm going to make the video. You don't give me the recognition, I'm not making a video. And the reason being is because I am the boss, and the boss puts out the money for everything and everybody. That means when it comes to marketing, when it comes to putting things on the ground, meaning marketing tools. I have to pay for these things. I pay for websites. I pay for all this stuff that I talk to you guys on. And Facebook is still trying to charge me. I shut them down. Instagram be wanting a couple of dollars too. I shut them down too. They always think that the boss has the most money when that's not true. Maybe long term. However, when you just starting up, and I'm just in this business 7 years, when you're just starting up, almost every dime that you make goes back into the business, so people need to understand that, this is why I'm not rich like all the other ones, because most of them are signed artists. When you're a signed artist, you're going to make money, because they're giving it to you. The boss is giving it to you, but the boss is the one that's struggling through it. So with that being said, until I get enough artists to really get to see a profit enough where I can, benefit off of it, it's going to be a while, but for right now, everything that I make, I put right back into my business. In other words, I'm working for free. Y'all get it? That's what bosses do. They work for free until they can see a profit, so don't always think that because a person is a boss, they are the most wealthiest and richest in the game. It doesn't work that way. Like I said, especially when you're starting off, because they're giving out more money than they're bringing in, So I need y'all to understand that, But I wanted to talk about Busta Rhymes. He just dropped a new album, a new song, Caesar, The Wrath of God. I love it. I love the video so far. I didn't get to see the whole thing yet, so I'm going to go and do that today. Speaking of videos, I was telling y'all I was working on my video. So once I get that finished, I will air it on YouTube. And I don't know if I'm going to do VH1 and Revolt this time, because they don't play the songs as much as you want them to play it, even though you pay for your videos to go on these platforms. So I don't even know if I'm going to go that far with it. Canada, y'all know what to do, and anybody else that want to hit a song and wants to see the video, I'm just not putting that money out there anymore. I'm just not doing it, because I need to focus on my new brand, and everything I make needs to go to my new brand. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting the money into I'm not putting the money into it. That's just the bottom line, yeah. But anyway, we wanted to talk about dating only one person. People don't understand, that there's a lot of crazies out here, I was watching this movie the other day, and I just thought, sometimes when God brings something to me twice, I need to speak on it, and I spoke on it before, but not as much as I'm going to speak on it today. I think God wanted me to talk to y'all a little bit more in depth, so y'all can understand why, you shouldn't be dating more than one person. Now, in this particular movie, the movie is called First Lady, okay? And, you got the First Lady of the White House, and you got the First Lady of the drug game, you got the First Lady of almost everything. They always got a lady, because women always bring that oomph to anything we do, anything that's done out here, the woman, Anyway, this movie has Jim Jones in it. He doesn't stay in it long, but he's in it. So y'all check that out. However, I wanted to talk about it because the movie was great. The plot was sick, and when I say it was sick, it was sick. Not sick like fly sick. It was sick on the note of this particular woman lost her damn mind, and it's just the bottom line, and this is what happens to people. This is why, even if I break up with my mates, I'm not going to get involved right away, with someone else, because you just don't know where these people's minds are, and I had this experience, y'all, where I had met a guy, I broke up with my mate, and I met this guy. And in New York, met this guy, dealing with this guy. He had a whole girlfriend, okay? And he just went crazy. You know what I mean? I don't want to get into full details because if I tell y'all the story, it'll be too long and I want to talk about other stuff. But he just went crazy. When I told him I didn't want to deal with him no more, he just went stark crazy mad. And I'm like, yo, dude, what the hell? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? You got a whole girlfriend and that I didn't even know about. So why would I want to continue to deal with you? Get out of here. And that's pretty much what I was trying to tell him. Like, yo, get out of here. I don't want to deal with you no more. And he went stark crazy mad. For those that was around know the story. And for those that wasn't, maybe y'all get the story one day, the full story. But he was straight crazy, okay? And there's a lot of people out here. And this is why I personally don't just go out and deal with anybody. I'm just not one to just meet a dude and the next thing you know, well, I have several reasons. One, because of what happened to me and my little brother. Two, because I have kids of my own that I have to protect. Three, because like I said, you just don't know if people are crazy. They can look beautiful. They can be the most sexy, I got this video I had shared on my Instagram with this guy. Nice looking guy. And he said in the video, he said, oh, you want to see other people? Look out the window. Y'all just go on my Instagram, which is Miss JJ Diamond. Y'all go on my Instagram and y'all look at it. He got on yellow. It just kills me how he's like trying to hold this woman pretty much captive because they in a relationship. You know what I mean? And that's not how it works. Some of these people are just straight crazy. And getting back to this movie, she met this guy. Now, the plot says that she fell in love with a dude that killed her baby father. Okay. But I didn't see that part. And I'm going to rewatch this movie again. I didn't see that part. I didn't see nowhere in there where it said that this man killed her baby daddy. However, it gives it a little bit more understanding of why she was a little crazy. However, she just went straight crazy. She started dealing with this dude, right? And she kept asking him, what do you do? What do you do? She wanted to know what he do. And he kept talking about real estate and all this other stuff when he was actually a drug dealer kingpin in the city. Long story short, she was also a first lady, queen, king, queen, pin, whatever they called them, when they, the drug game or whatever. She was in some stuff like that too with her family members. However, she was ruthless, she was able to hold her own because of, her occupation. However, she was straight crazy. So she met this guy. They start dating or whatever the case may be. And finally, they had relations. And after they had relations, she followed this dude around and found out where he lived at. This man had a whole house, okay? A whole house with a wife and a daughter. Well, he was coming out of his house, and she saw him. She was parked in the car, watching. And as he drove off, she ducked down in the car so he wouldn't see her. She gets out the car and go knock on the door. And she knew he wasn't there. But she asks, and just because this is a movie, this stuff be happening for real. And this is why I tell y'all, be careful of the people you meet and you start dating. Do some research on these people. Ask some questions. Okay? Anyway, she goes to the door and asks the lady for the guy. The guy's name was Patrick, I think it was. And she says, well, Patrick is not here. How can I help you? I want to talk to Patrick. She said, well, listen. The lady said, well, listen, I'm Patrick's wife, so whatever it is you got to say to Patrick, you can say it to me because he's not here right now. She pulled out a gun and shot the lady dead. Okay? All the girl was trying to do was answer the door. Okay? All she did was answer the door. That's how easy it can happen. And her daughter stood there and watched her mother die in the dress hole of the door. Okay? Because this man, with his weakness of dealing with other women. So you don't know who you're going to come across. Okay? And this is one of the reasons why I don't just go out and just meet anybody and deal with them. You just can't, people. People are crazy. They're sick. I've had people follow me home from the club. I've had people do all kind of things, try to rape me, and people are really crazy out here. So, with that being said, y'all got to pay attention. Y'all talk about, oh, come out to the club, meet this one. Come out here, meet this one, take this one. No. You got to learn some people. You got to know this person. Just like me and my significant other. We've been together for 15 years. Okay, and I think I tell you all the time. This year coming up, January, will be 16 years I've been with this man. And when I met this man in Maryland, right? I didn't know this man from Adam, but I worked with him every single day. Okay? And I listened to him, I talked to him, he came by, visit, he had kids and different things, And you got to watch people. They may be crazy other ways, but to harm you and your family, you have to pay attention to stuff like this. So, I paid attention to the fact that he was employed, so people knew him, he had kids. He brought his child around me, but the other crazy that I dealt with, I was telling y'all about in New York, he did the same thing. But you just got to watch, people bring their family members around, how they act, what they do. These are the things that you got to watch for, before you start really dating a person and seeing who they really are. Are they known in the city? How known? And this is just what you have to do, people, because you just don't know how crazy a person is until you touch down with them, especially in relations. Okay? So, I learned who this guy was And like I said, it hasn't been a perfect relationship, but I know he ain't gonna kill me and my family, you know? And that's the things that you have to look for, you know. And granted, when we're young, we don't pay attention to stuff like that. We just meet these dudes, they may have money, take you out, wine you down you, buy you stuff. And I've been lucky, that I haven't met no guy young when I was young that was just a psychopath. I'm thankful, that this wasn't so crazy to where they wanted to hurt me, so bad. But there is people that run into that type of stuff. If they don't get what they want when they want it or how they want it, they want to kill you because of whatever they've been through in their past. And now here you are stepping into this so-called relationship that you know nothing about, for real. Now, when this woman killed his wife, he's riding around like, okay, I don't know who hurt my wife, blah, blah, blah. He got his daughter with him. The daughter identified her. And he told her, he called her up and he said, well, why would you do that to my wife? Well, you shouldn't have did what you did, is what she said, But she never did say, you killed my baby daddy, so I had to get back at you. You know what I mean? But based on what the plot said, that's what it should have been. However, it just looked as if because he slept with her, and she felt disrespected because this man had a wife, she killed him. Stuff like this is real. I've seen a couple of women get hurt because, and men too, because a person wants to be selfish and not tell them. And that's one thing, people, be honest when you get in a relationship. If you have a wife, tell the mate, tell the woman that you're meeting or you are so, have all this lust for, because that's what it be, just lust. Be honest. Hey, look, I got a wife. I got some kids. It's up to you. I like you, but it's up to you to deal with me. But I'm putting it on the table now. I'm not leaving my wife. I don't plan on it. But if you're willing to deal with me, I'm here. And men, y'all have to learn to have discipline. Okay? Y'all always want to mislead people. And this is why bad things happen. Just be honest. There's some women that want to deal with men that has a wife. Because she ain't got to do all the work. It's a lot of work being a wife, y'all. I've been a wife twice. And I've been in a relationship for 15 years. So that's still like being a wife. And it's not an easy job. Okay? Especially when you have kids. You are on call 24 hours a day. Okay? And so I tell people, relationships are too much work. Okay? You got to be open-minded. Be there. No matter what. If you sleeping in your bed, some stuff go down. You got to get up. This is what you're in this relationship. So a relationship, if something happens, a relationship can be a lot of work, but you got to be ready for it. Not everybody's ready for a real relationship. You got to meet your mate 50-50, and this is just what it is. But then you have these guys that want to live two worlds, two lives. Just be honest. There's nothing wrong with telling them the true story so they know their boundaries. Because there's always boundaries. And the same goes for a woman. She may have a male friend that adores her, want to be with her, but she's in this relationship But he knows his boundaries because he knows about this person. He knows that this person exists. So he's not going to step over his boundaries. Now, this other thing I want to talk about, women. You can't cheat on your man. And see, I don't call it cheating if you just talking to a person over the phone. You know, some people, they got this thing, if you talking to another man or another woman, you're cheating. That's not always necessarily cheating. That person can become one of the best friends in your life. Okay? In the eyes of the Lord, fidelity is cheating. Okay? Meaning, you're having sexual relations with people. Okay? Now, everybody looks at it differently. This is just my opinion on it. Okay? Now, they say, especially when you're in business, you're going to deal with men every single day of your life. Okay? I would go to work. I used to work at Frito-Lay. We would have meetings. We would go out to a restaurant. And I was the only girl on my team. So I'll be at this restaurant with all these men. But that don't mean I'm cheating. I'm having a business meeting, okay, with my colleagues. Okay? I had a friend at work. We would always meet up and he'd be there to help me. He was like my husband at work, but he wasn't. Okay? Because when I needed something, he'd be the one that's always snappy. He'd be there, you know. Because my mate couldn't come help me. We at work. So he was like that go-to. When I needed that shoulder to cry on at work, he was always there snappy. And then he got married. He got him a wife. But he still kept his position at work. And we were the same way with each other at work. When he needed me, I was there. When I needed him, he was there. You know, but we never had relations. Never, we may, of course, we hugged each other, you know. But none of that. We were just friends. And had each other back, you know. Shout out to him. He know who he is. If he listens to my podcast. And me and his wife was pretty cool. We was pretty cool before he got married to her. You know, and then we got married. I mean, it kind of pulled back a little bit. You know, we're always going to have that jealousy of a person's relationship after the fact. You know, the jealousy, of course, wasn't there before the fact that they adored our relationship. However, once the marriage come into play, you know, things change, you know, so you got to respect that as well. However, that's not cheating. So you can have male friends or female friends. Okay, but once you decide to give a mate your body, mind, and soul, that is physical cheating to me. Everybody has their theory. Okay? Because you're going to deal with other human beings. That's just what it is. This is the way of the world. No matter where you go, you're gonna come across excuse me, males or females that's going to have your same interests. And you have to deal with them. Okay? That don't mean you're cheating. So this is why I don't look at that if you're talking to a person over the phone or you're doing this, hanging out with this person, that you're physically cheating. Especially when you can call your mate and say, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm having a meeting with, you know, my colleagues, me and so-and-so, you know, my friend, because you're supposed to have told your people about your friends that help you. You know? So, be honest. If you can come home and say, yeah, and my friend so-and-so at work, blah, 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 then they know the name. They know who it is. So one day, if they do ever meet, they'll be like, okay, that's you, all right. You're the one that's been holding my wife and my girl down. Thank you, man. You know? But that doesn't mean you're in a relationship. And I told you about this other movie I seen where the man and the woman was working together and they did sleep together and they crossed those boundaries and they shouldn't have because the girl, she has some mental issues, and it's mainly women that be having these crazy, well, there's a lot of men too, but most women, because women deal with a lot. So when they get some attention, that's why you got to learn to love yourself, ladies. Self-worth plays a big part in character. Okay, if you want to have a good character, you got to have self-love and know your self-worth, This other movie I was telling y'all about, she was straight crazy, She wanted to get pregnant by her husband. Husband couldn't get her pregnant. At least she thought he didn't. She goes and sleeps with this other man for a baby. Then she went and got an abortion thinking because she cheated, karma was coming back at her. She got rid of the baby. So you see how people's minds be? This is why it's just best to be honest. Just be honest, people. Because you can destroy your life, your family life, anything that's attached to you. You can destroy because you want to be misleading. Okay? Just like y'all see me on the internet. I be marketing some of the guys. Some of these guys, I've never even sat in the same room with them. Okay? But they're attached to someone that I may know. So they say, you know what, I like her, I'm going to help her, or, and I say to myself, I'm going to help him, But I've never even set eyes on these people, some of these people, and some of these people I have. But that doesn't mean that a person is sleeping with them. Just because they're marketing their music or they're on a song with them, that don't mean they're sleeping with them. It's a job. Now if we're portraying in the song that we married, okay, it's still it's a job. We're here on a goal. And the goal is to make a hot song, to get the sales, so we can say we've been successful. That's the job. Okay? So, people, y'all have to learn that not everybody's always out here sleeping around. And not everybody is always out here being misleading. But then you got those that is. So you got to be aware of those. You got to watch them red flags. When they start getting upset about questions that you're asking them, you know something is wrong. But don't be just giving over your body to just anybody. Know your worth. Yeah, you might have that temptation and you say, oh, I really want to lay down with this person. Oh my gosh, they make me feel so good just being around them. Just endure that good feeling there until y'all both ready and able to say, I ain't got nobody in my life that's crazy. And I ain't got nobody, and you ain't got nobody in your life that's crazy. Just like if you read in my book, That Boxer, I had a few run-ins with a chick, that just wouldn't let go. And you say to yourself, like, I didn't come in this relationship for this, but I adore my dude, but I didn't come into this relationship for this because this chick can't let go. And you decided you wanted to move on. But now every day, every time you see this chick, you got to fight. Who wants that in their life? So this is where you have to be, you got to be ready, people, especially for the first year, because you don't know what's going on with people. And that's why I tell the people around me, like, if I break up with my significant other and I decided to date someone else, make sure you got your stuff right. Because I'm getting too old to be out here rolling around fighting these chicks. You know what I mean? So if they step to me and come to my door with some nonsense, that's why I like down here in North Carolina, y'all. Because motherfucker come to your house with nonsense, you can kill him dead. Self-defense. That's one of the reasons why I like it here. So somebody come to my door with that nonsense, all I gotta do is snatch him in, and protect myself. A lot of these other states don't have that law. And these people can come to your house, find out your information, and it's easy to find out a person's information, whether people know it or not. We have some great investigators out here. So, it's easy to find out a person's address. But what they're going to do when they come to your address is the question. You know what I mean? So you just don't know, and you got to be ready and protected. But we still need to be honest. You have to be honest, people. Honesty. Because you don't want to drag others into your mess. It's not right. And it will come back to you. Karma plays a big part in a lot of things. That negativity. I've had guys begging me to date them. And I told them, I said, listen, I just can't. I'm in a relationship. I'm sorry. I respect it, but blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. I can't. You want to see me every day? Look at one of my videos. And that's how I deal with them. Because I'm not bringing you into my life, not knowing who you are, how you want to act. And then I turn around and something happens to my family because of my not thinking properly, my thinking process. Y'all know I talk about the thinking process a lot. And that plays a part. Because of my weakness, because of my need of love or whatever I'm going through. I'm not one for the entanglement thing. I felt Jada on it, you know what I mean? But her husband agreed to it, so that plays a part. Okay? However, I'm not for that type of thing. Because you never know how a person's going to get down after they've had those relations with you. People are sick. And people are not addressing their mental health. One, because it's hard to address mental health in certain places. Like here in North Carolina. This is one of the places where I really don't want to deal with nobody if I broke up with my significant other. Because of the fact of how hard it is for people to get mental health. Okay, be able to go and if you're not on drugs here in North Carolina, they don't look at you as needing mental health. If you're not on hard drugs. And that's not the way things are. Some people just have a chemical imbalance in their brain. And they need some therapy. So, this is something North Carolina has to work on. It's sad when a person can't go and get mental health. Then they meet you, you just a happy-go-lucky person, and you say hello, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You talk to them, next thing you know, they following you around. And you saying, well, why? All I said was hello. Oh, that person must have a mental illness. Or they sneaking up on you. You're like, damn, didn't I just see you? These are the things that we have to beware of people with mental illnesses. Not that we want to shut them out or put them in a class by themselves, because a person might have a mental illness based on what's going on in their lives. We just never know why they have this mental illness. And they can't control their love or their anger. And then we're subject to this. And anybody that's around us. So we have to pay attention to these things. Every single day of our lives. All the people that we come in contact with. When I meet new people, I always call up somebody that they say they know. If they know them and they say that they okay, then I'll deal with them. If they don't say they're okay, I'm not dealing with you. I ran into a person out here in Charlotte I had met. And they seemed so sweet. But they had a mental illness. And I'm like, oh, I can't deal with this person. I already see it. So I had to fall back. Keep it on, hey, how you doing? Because you just never know when a person is going to bug out on you or decide to go crazy. And then now you looked at, oh, this person got a mental illness. Now you look crazy, beating on them or hurting them because you're trying to protect yourself and you ain't even know. So these are the things that we have to be, honest and pay attention to keep a lot of this negativity. I don't know if I told y'all this story. I was in the pool, Washington Heights, back when I was like 17. And I had my daughter with me. And it was this girl. This guy was shooting at her. Young girl. She was young too. She was about maybe 17 like me. And he was shooting in the water. Okay. So, of course, I jumped out the pool and grabbed my daughter and ran over to the area that had the two concrete like walls up and sat in there with my daughter. And she followed me. This girl followed me over there and sat in the other corner. And the dude walked right up on her and shot her straight in the head. And, that messed me up, And when I found out what it was about, this dude was in love with her. This young girl. Okay, so I've been watching this thing for a very, very long time. These men or women, are so in love with somebody that they will actually take it to, if I can't have you, nobody will. And all she wanted to do was be at the pool, people, and play in the water with the rest of us because it was hot as I don't know what. And she was young. Me and my daughter had to experience this, and we ain't even know these people. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why you got to watch out on who you deal with, especially these young. And this is why I do these podcasts. I do it for the young. I find out information or I see information or information that I experience. I share it so people can get some type of understanding of why you need to do something and do it a certain way, We have to be aware of these type of people. Not everybody's minds are good. Sometimes it be something wrong with people. And you saying to yourself like, yo, what is wrong with you? Just like the other day, I heard this guy, he was saying, how broke he is. And he's trying to, how is he supposed to make money to pay his bills, blah, blah, blah. So I sent him over a job to make him some money. You know what I mean? And nigga totally ignored it. Now, either you was telling a lie to the public or you felt some kind of way. But in this industry, we work. This is what we do. Some way, somehow. If we can't get no acting jobs, see, ain't none of that. See, back in the day, they used to call people struggling actors. Okay, struggling actresses. Okay? Because they couldn't get jobs. They was waiting on a job or whatever the case may be. We don't do that no more. We go out and we get work, whether it be an acting job or a regular job. This is what we do because you still got bills to pay. And you can't live off of other people being a struggling artist or a struggling actor. You just can't do it. Okay? So this is what we do. And I know I'm taking this to a whole nother segment, but this is just the facts. We work. And we find more work and more work and more work. And this is how we survive. Back to when you don't know these people, Don't let something in you tell yourself just because you're lonely or just because you are missing some things in your emotions that you need to be with a certain person, even if you see red flags. You can't do it to yourself because you don't know what backlash is going to come. You just don't know. So y'all check out that movie, First Lady. It was pretty good. Like I said, I just didn't like some of the plot, some of the script, but the whole concept was a message. You know what I mean? Um, and there's some other things that went on in there too that was also a message. You know, where they was drug dealers and the man actually gave his mom drugs to test the drugs and I'm like, well, and the mother went for that stuff and I'm saying, what the hell? You know, I mean, like I said, y'all check it out. Y'all check it out. It's on Tubi, Tubi. Y'all check that movie out. It's called First Lady. Then there's another movie I was looking at called Bunny Snow. Y'all check that out. That's with what is it? Villain TV, Diamond Eye Media. Y'all check that out. I was looking at some of their stuff, and they're pretty good. The actors were pretty good for it to be an independent company. That the actors were pretty decent, you know, and the actors were pretty decent in The First Lady. So y'all check that out. You know, some of these independent films, the actors are not all that great, and you're looking at them like, ugh, I don't want to see this, you know, because the acting is terrible. But these actors were pretty good, you know. So y'all check those movies out on Tubi. Yeah, so you know, now and again I'll look at a couple of movies on Tubi. I saw a movie with Snoop Dogg and Little Duval, and who else was in there? It was Little Duval, Snoop Dogg. I forgot the name of it though, and I can't find it on there no more. It must have expired, so I couldn't, you know, because every now and again they give you a movie, and if it expires in a certain amount of time, you know, you won't be able to see it again. So it must have expired because I can't find out the name of the movie, but it was good. They was growing weed and stuff, and it was just so funny. Little Duval is so funny. He is hilarious, you know, so I like watching movies with him. But yeah, Tubi is a great movie channel. So y'all check those movies out, you know, and then y'all can see some of the messages that these people are trying to put out there. Because when people make movies, that's the thing. They make movies to put a message out there, you know. And same with songs. We make songs to put a message out there. And they put these messages out there, and they want y'all to take heed of these messages because these stuff be happening. It be happening in real life, you know, and this is why they put the messages out there, you know, so y'all can learn from it, you know, not to repeat it, to learn from it. You know, you got to learn from these things that we see. You know, they kept telling us, stop watching TV. We don't watch TV. We're not going to know what goes on in the world because we don't know what goes on from state to state. And if you at home always working, you don't know what's going on, you know, say 5 miles away. Something could be happening 5 miles away. And you don't even know it. So this is why we watch the TV. We watch the news so we can know what's going on around us. All of it may not be true, but for the most part, it's sending out a message. And that's what TV, radio does. Send out a message so you can understand what's going on around you. So people, y'all need to start paying attention. You know, I got to tell people about this thing with the COVID. This thing took place back in 2019, but nobody was paying attention. You know, a lot of stuff took place in 2019 and people wasn't paying attention. You know, I was talking to an elder yesterday or a couple of days ago that had brought up something that happened back in 2019 with our president that I forgot all about. And remember it happening. You know, so these are the things that's why y'all got to pay attention. You know, and that's why I love the elders because, you know, they ain't doing nothing anyway but going home, you know, after they work or whatever they do, you know, they're going home and they're relaxing themselves and they look at the TV and see what's going on. So they remember. Where we on a go. I ain't watching TV. I don't want to hear what the president's saying. I ain't got time for this. And then when something major happened, a major event, we saying why? When it was all told to you and you just didn't pay attention. Well, this is Miss JJ Diamond, Jacqueline Richardson, Jackie Deja. I love you all. Hopefully I will have this video done in a couple of weeks. Shout out to Canada. I love you guys because y'all have supported me throughout the whole 7 years. And I love you guys. Y'all actually started me on radio. So I love y'all. I love y'all. You know, without y'all, FM probably would have never heard me, you know. But I'll talk to y'all Monday morning. Have a good weekend.